Glad you could make it, Uther.
Watch your tone with me, boy. You may be the prince, but I'm still your superior as a paladin.
As if I could forget. Listen, Uther. There's something about the plague you should know. Oh no. We're too late. These people have all been infected. They may look fine now, but it's just a matter of time before they turn into the undead.
What?
This entire city must be purged.
How can you even consider that? There's got to be some other way.
Damn it, Uther. As your future king, I order you to purge this city.
You are not my king yet, boy. Nor would I obey that command even if you were.
Then I must consider this an act of treason.
Treason? Have you lost your mind, Arthas?
Have I? Lord Uther, by my right of succession and the sovereignty of my crown, I hereby relieve you of your command and suspend your paladins from service.
Arthas, you can't just...
It's done! Those of you who have the will to save this land, follow me. The rest of you, get out of my sight.
You've just crossed a terrible threshold, Arthas.
Jaina?
I'm sorry, Arthas. I can't watch you do this.
Alright. Hey everyone, how's it going?
My strength.
Welcome back to Let's Play Warcraft 3. We are on to the Culling of Stratholme. And here is where it takes a drastic turn. This is Arthas' point of no return, where he finally goes right off the deep end, breaks bad. And I love how they treat him as a character in this, because the first two campaigns are fully his arc. And he is not this bland baby face that you might think from a glance, from a distant glance. He's brash, he doesn't really have any restraint, no self-control, and his moral compass is fucked. So you kind of know where his arc is leading, but how he gets there is so good. And it's because of where his baseline is, like who he is at the start of this arc. He's a gigantic asshole.
A sound plan.
I thought there was supposed to be a stat book up here, or something. Pretty sure it's a stat book.
Certainly.
Might be in one of the tents. I hope it is. Hey, there it is.
Of course.
So he starts off kind of doing the right things for probably the right reasons. Maybe a little bit questionable, and it gets more and more morally gray. And then it just becomes outright detestable, like right here. Like, you might argue it's for the greater good to cull Stratholme, but he's so enthusiastic about it that it... I don't know. And Uther calls him out on this, on being, like, way too zealous, way too gung-ho about all the murder.
Is there danger?
In the beginning of the game, where he recognizes that Arthas is more obsessed with vengeance than he is justice. So, oh, this mission. The two missions that everybody remembers about Warcraft 3 are this one and the Battle for Mount Highjaw. Our goal here, now that we're getting started proper, we have a couple of forces built up. We're starting to tech up, more on that in a second. Our goal is to slay 100 infected citizens, burn their homes to the ground, and murder them.
I've been waiting for you, young prince. I am Mal'Ganis. As you can see, your people are now mine. I will now turn this city household by household until the flame of life has been snuffed out forever.
I won't allow it, Mal'Ganis. Better that these people die by my hand than serve as your slaves in death.
And that's where the wrinkle comes in. This is not just a culling, it's a race. Because Mal'Ganis is going to try to not only turn them, but transport them away to grow the ranks of the undead. So we're racing Mal'Ganis here, and there are occasions where we're going to fight him head-to-head, and we can kill him temporarily, send him back to his base to regenerate, and get some free time to breathe and to go household by household, burning and razing and slaughtering. A couple of them are getting low, but the red ones you can see in the selection window, they are suffering from sleep, so they will actually be okay. Units who are slept, or who are asleep, is a less weird way of saying that, are not automatically targeted, but if they take any damage, they will wake up.
I'm your shooter. Betrayer of the light.
And for this mission, we get a new unit, which is the Knight that's joining us, or the Knights. They're fast-moving, fairly tanky melee cavalry units. And the horseshoe upgrade that you can occasionally see when we are at the barracks, that blue horseshoe below the Knight icon, is the animal war training upgrade, which gives Knights more HP. Now, we can't actually train and recruit Knights at this particular moment. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot you could wake dudes up. You just do that by hitting them, because remember, they take damage. The sleep status ailment is removed from them. It reminds me, another high-level technique is denying your minions. Because if you kill your own minions when they're low on HP, it stops the enemy from getting credit for the kill, so they don't get experience. Enemy heroes don't. That's where that mechanic comes from in Dota 2, by the way, and a lot of MOBAs. Not League of Legends, but I think a lot of other ones other than Dota also implement some form of denying. So that was a thing that was baked into the Warcraft 3 engine, and people eventually figured out, back in the Reign of Chaos Dota days, that you could deny creeps, and that you could pose a severe impediment to the enemies, or to your opponents.
I'm here to help.
So the other thing that I was about to get into with the Knights is that I can't actually train or recruit any of them yet.
I'll take care of it.
And the reason is because I do not start off far enough along in the tech tree. They give you a couple of freebie Knights, but right now we're still building towards our castle, which is our tier 3 main structure.
Is there danger? Justice is come.
So upgrading your central building is what is going to allow, the main thing is going to allow us to train Knights. We already have a lumber mill, we have a blacksmith, so we have the other prerequisites for training them met. And so Warcraft 3, like most RTS games, has what is known as a tech tree, which is just a series of requirements that different units, different types of units, need to meet before you can train them or before you can get some of their upgrades. I think we are good with the militia. I'm thinking about maybe peeling a couple off. Yeah. You guys can go, you can go. 3 riflemen, a footman, guard tower, and the militia. Oops. I called them to action. Yeah, it's just a few ghouls. I think we'll get more of these coming in due time. But now that I remember that we're going to be under occasional attack back at home, I think this is fine. This is a big Mal'Ganis fight, but no, we'll be okay. We'll be totally cool. Plus, I have Resurrect still. And we're sending these guys back home. We'll probably rally a couple of dudes to stay at the base and have a separate control group there now to just defend the home front. And then we'll rove around with Arthas. Almost called him Arthas. That is a Hearthstone card. He's the Lick King. Shit, I love that card so much. Oh, where was I going with tech trees? Tech trees it's just the hierarchical structure of different classifications of units. Like, you have a set of basic buildings and basic units. You can always build a barracks right off the bat, and as soon as the barracks is up, you can always train footmen right away. They are the lowest in the tech tree. And then the higher tier units have prerequisites. Wow, why can I not speak? They have prerequisites. Like the Knights, for instance. They are tier 3 units, so they require a tier 3 main structure, the castle. Remember, it goes Town Hall, Keep, Castle. Plus, they require the lumber mill and the blacksmith. So they have a fairly demanding tech requirement. And so you're investing resources differently depending on what structures you want to build and when you want to build them. Because the timing of when you're getting certain upgrades or when you're getting certain units is important. Like, do you fast tech to rush something out? Well, that's going to leave you exposed because the resources that you spend teching up will leave you thin on units to defend yourself or to go creeping with, so it'll slow down the rate at which you creep and gain XP and so on. If you don't tech fast enough, you might just get overpowered. Or, like, if you don't scout, if we're playing a multiplayer game, if you don't scout, you might not have the right tech tree requirements ready to counter what the enemy is doing. Or to see if they're being greedy and fast-teching, so you won't know to punish that. This is where things like build orders and tech switches and stuff like that really come into play in multiplayer.
Justice has come. Research complete.
And because we have defeated Mal'Ganis a couple of times now, we have a nice, significant lead over him.
Certainly. A sound plan.
So we have, like... Ooh.
Live once more.
Okay, so Mal'Ganis is back. We might have a situation where we have to fight him and defend the home front at the same time. That shouldn't be too bad. Our forces going around Strat are pretty beefy, so we really can just kind of focus around here and micro these units around. And we actually avoided the situation where we have fights going on 2 fronts at a time, which is kind of nice. Everyone's relatively healthy out here. You know what? Oh, shit. I don't have an Arcane Sanctum, which is the production facility that you train sorceresses and priests out of. And because I do not have priests back at home, the units that just took a bunch of damage during that last wave of undead that attacked the base, they are going to stay unhealthy for a little while.
I'm here to help. Orders. Justice shall be.
Because I'm damn sure not going to be sending Arthas back home. I think this is fine. We can finally start training our knights.
For honor. A sound plan.
And we are still in low upkeep, which is nice.
Say the word. Yes, my liege. More gold is required. I stand for the
We're going to get the upgrades going from the blacksmith. The ones in the left-hand column are the melee upgrades, and the ones on the right are the ones for the ranged units. So the top are attack upgrades, the bottom are defense, to give the units a little bit more durability, a little bit more armor.
a sound plan.
And there's even a Goblin merchant on the way down to the next section of the town. Not sure if there's anything worth picking up. Normally the Goblin merchants in the campaign don't have anything terribly worthwhile. Occasionally, I think they'll have, like, an Orb of Venom or an XP tome or something, but I'm not 100% sure. It's nice that we even get the timer showing when Mal'Ganis is going to show up again. He's barely gotten anything done. We are 65 out of 100. He's still sitting on 11. So there's almost no chance that we lose this. Never say never, but should be fine. Keeping a bunch of knights at home. They will easily replace these footmen if they wind up falling, especially these injured ones. We're gonna queue up a couple of scout towers that will upgrade into guard towers, just give us a little bit more defensive punch back at home. Because we still have a full unit group up here, and that's honestly all we need.
Certainly. Say the word.
You'll occasionally notice, because we have collision on all of our units, that if we have too many melee units, it's hard for them to get involved in fights. I think, you, after you're done building that scout tower, you can finally pick up an Arcane Sanctum. The latest Arcane Sanctum there has ever been. Oh, that just one-shots in the Holy Light. Because they do count as undead. They just happen to be particularly frail and in small numbers, not very threatening. Hey, and we're not really floating many resources, which is nice. It's a good sign.
Certainly. A sound plan.
You need. Live once more.
Nice piece of advice if you want to work on your macro in any RTS game. Make sure that you aren't floating too many resources. If you're floating too many resources, that means you can always be doing more. If you are limited by one resource, like if you're bottlenecked, like if you could be doing something with your gold but you don't have enough lumber, so you're stuck waiting for that, it means you don't have your workers allocated correctly, or there's something wrong in your build order or something to that effect. But yeah, make it your goal to always be doing something. Always keep your resources low.
For honor.
And as I say that, we are bottlenecked by lumber, and we're floating a bunch of gold. But then again, we are pretty much perfectly okay. We don't really need much more of anything at this point, since we are on the verge of winning right here. Mal'Ganis should be coming down soon enough, and this is what I wanted. Fights on two fronts. Oh, this is so fun. This should actually be a fairly intense one, because they came from the south where I don't have any towers. Oh no, this is going to be totally fine. They might kill a footman or two. Send him back, get him out of the way. Haven't been training any priests. Also, I mean, it's just the campaign, so I'm not worried about being perfectly efficient. But again, if you are trying to get into an RTS, queuing up multiple units at a time is generally a bad use of your resources. If you could be doing literally anything else with those resources, because you're just sinking that gold that you could be putting towards literally anything else. You'll eventually get that gold by the time the unit that's currently in production is done being trained. We have to do one more. There's Mal'Ganis back there. Because you can only train one unit out of a production facility facility. Wow, damn.
Of course.
At a time.
Have a target? As you wish.
Or you can only get one upgrade going from the blacksmith at a time. So instead of queuing multiple things up, you could say build another production facility. That's another good way to keep your minerals low, or your gold. If you're floating too much, you probably don't have enough production.
Right now, Mal'Ganis. Just you and me.
Brave words. Unfortunately for you, it won't end here. Your journey has just begun, young prince. Gather your forces and meet me in the Arctic land of Northrend. It is there that we shall settle the score between us. It is there that your true destiny will unfold.
I'll hunt you to the ends of the earth if I have to. Do you hear me? To the ends of the earth!
I can't believe Arthas could have done this.
Jaina! Jaina Proudmoore!
Lord Uther?
Ah, Jaina. I thought I might find you here. Where has he gone, girl? Where has Arthas taken the fleet?
He came to me before he left. I pleaded with him not to go. I told him it sounded like a trap.
Where?
Northrend. He's gone to Northrend to hunt Mal'Ganis.
Damn that boy. I've got to inform King Tyrannus. Don't be too hard on yourself, girl. You had nothing to do with this slaughter.
The dead in this land might lie still for the time being, but don't be fooled. Your young prince will find only death in the cold north.
You! Arthas is only doing what he believes is right.
Commendable as that may be, his passions will be his undoing. It falls to you now, young sorceress. You must lead your people west to the ancient lands of Kalimdor. Only there can you combat the shadow and save this world from the flame.
Alright, so that is going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.